Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Nitai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. This afternoon, the topic we're discussing is your spiritual journey, my spiritual journey, our spiritual journey, which is the greatest journey because it leads to an extraordinary life. Today is Mother's Day, right? Shout out to my mom. Once my mom, she came up to me. It's not that she was against Krishna, but you know, when you become a bit orange, then it becomes a little uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So once my mom, she came up to you and she said, "Can't you just be normal?" I said, "Mom, it's too late." One of our teachers said, those who are now considered normal accept the practices and principles of an insane world. So actually, if people go out there and say, you know what, you're not normal, you should be happy. But that's good. I don't want to be normal. What is normal? We accept so many things as normal in a crazy world. For example, I'm not against exercise. I mean, we did quite a bit of exercise today. But it's interesting because hundreds of years ago, they used to walk from place to place. And then we got a bit more advanced and we drove around in cars. And nowadays, people whiz around in cars all day. And then at the end of a busy day, once they're completely exhausted, they go to a gym, pay $30 membership to ride on a bicycle, sweat their body out, and go absolutely nowhere. But that's normal, right? It's amazing. The things that we do that we think are just normal. If people would look at us hundreds of years ago, they would be like, these guys are nuts. So therefore, the Bhagavad Gita, spirituality is about the power to question, the power to challenge. Everybody has told you that you should be something, you should do something, you should achieve something. Are there any Gujaratis in the room? My uncle told me the path. Degree, nokri, chokri. That was it, guys. Just to translate, degree, nokri means work and chokri means the fair gender. There were only 3 options when I was growing up: doctor, lawyer, failure. But the Bhagavad Gita comes in and tells us, think about your life. Holiness Giriraj Maharaj ki. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming. It's an honor to be in your presence. It's a bit intimidating. But Maharaj is very kind. So, Srila Prabhupada came to the world to encourage people to challenge, to question, to remember that there's another way to live. There are other things to strive for. Srila Prabhupada was expert at answering questions. So he would answer the same question sometimes in different ways. So once Srila Prabhupada was in America, in San Francisco, and the person on the radio said, "Why have you come to San Francisco?" Prabhupada said, "Because the rent is very cheap." Another time, an Indian reporter in America asked Prabhupada, "Why have you come to America?" Prabhupada looked back at the Indian reporter and said, "Why have you come to America?" He looked at Prabhupada and said, "For better opportunities." Prabhupada said, "Me too." And then when Srila Prabhupada came to London, the reporter asked him, "Why have you come to London?" And Prabhupada said, "To teach you what you've forgotten." Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. It's nothing new. You're not learning anything new, folks, when you come here. Sorry. We don't advertise that you're learning something new, but what we do say is that this process, this practice, this beautiful community, and this journey of Krishna consciousness can help us remember what we've always forgotten. Self-realization is not when there's nothing new to add. It's when there's nothing left to take away. So this beautiful process of Krishna consciousness is the greatest journey in life. We have many things we can be striving for. We have goals in our family life, which is beautiful. We have goals in our career, which is beautiful. But all of that, if it's not accompanied by a goal to come closer to Krishna, to come closer to our real identity, none of those things will satisfy. You can't complete the circle for happiness without including Krishna, because Krishna is the center of existence. One person once said to me, I only need 3 things to be happy: time, money, and health. He said, that's my goal in life, these 3 things. I said, my friend, when you're young, you got time, you got health, but you ain't got no money. And in your middle age, you got loads of money, and you got your health, but my friend, you ain't got no time. And in your old age, you have loads of time, and you have wealth, overseas Swiss bank account, but no good health. I told him, and you know what? Even if you get time, health, and money, Krishna says, Yehi samsparsha jaboga dukkha yonaya evate. Just see the words Krishna uses. That person who tries to find happiness by contact of the senses with the sense objects. In other words, that person who tries to find happiness through material arrangements and achievements. Adyantavanta. That kind of happiness has a beginning and an end. And you know what? That happiness is the dukkha yoni. Just see the power of the word Krishna is using. Yoni means a womb. Krishna says sukha is the dukkha yoni. In other words, every time you lift your head up high and say, I have sukha. What we don't understand is the sukha is the dukkha yoni. It is the birthplace of misery. And like this in the world, round and round and round, people are frustrated and not achieving what they could potentially achieve. And therefore, the journey of spiritual life begins ado shraddha. Can you say that? Shraddha. It's a very beautiful word. Rid means the heart, and dha means to place. So shraddha literally means you have to put your heart into it. You see, you can come to the Hare Krishna temple, but if you don't have shraddha, if you don't put your heart into it, if you don't really embrace it internally, actually, in one sense, your spiritual journey hasn't begun. Therefore, Krishna says, Shraddha vallabhate jnanam tatpada shamyatendriya. The person who has faith, that person can get knowledge. So in an ancient book called the Madhurya Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that there are many stages to come to the level of love. Ado Shraddha, and it begins with faith. It moves on to the association of devotees. Then you practice, then you become purified. Eventually, when you're sufficiently purified, you become convinced. And once you're convinced, then the real fun begins. Because from nishta, or conviction, comes ruchi, which means you begin to taste. Not just a fleeting taste, a taste which is very, very different to anything that you've experienced in this world. And when it becomes more intense, it becomes ashakti. It becomes so relishable that you can't stop doing it. You become attached. And when it becomes even more relishable, it becomes bhav, an emotion that moves your heart. And then it matures in pure love. So everyone is looking for love, but they're looking for love in the wrong place, in the wrong way. So this journey of spiritual life begins with shraddha, and the quality of your faith is dependent on different things. But one foundational aspect which will determine the quality of your faith, and remember, the quality of your faith will determine the quality of your journey. So do you know what that one thing is? There could be many answers to that, but one thing that is mentioned again and again is knowledge. We are a movement of the heart. We are a movement of love. We are a movement of spontaneous expression to Krishna. But it's said that the journey of the spiritual practitioner is also founded upon a good understanding of Scripture, knowledge. And therefore, there are said to be different types of faith. And the two main types of faith are called Lokika Shraddha and Shastriya Shraddha. Every single day, hundreds of people come to this temple. And basically, you can divide them. They've all got Shraddha. Everyone in this room has Shraddha. You have faith. Otherwise, why would you be here? However, the question is, do we have Lokika Shraddha or do we have Shastriya Shraddha? This is what the teachers invite us to question. Lokika Shraddha means popular faith, cultural faith, faith that comes from tradition, faith to do something because I grew up with this, faith to do this because my parents and my predecessors told me to do this, faith that doesn't really understand fully what's happening here, but is familiar with the rituals, with the culture. And that type of faith is nice. But still, the scriptures say that type of faith is called Lokika Shraddha. It's not the type of faith which is going to allow you to achieve the full benefit of coming to the temple. You see, we all have phones, right? So I have an iPhone. Don't worry, it's only a 13, simple living, high thinking. I could use a phone as a doorstopper, yes or no? Yes. But if I did that, someone would probably think I'm crazy, because there's far better things you can do with a smartphone than use it as a doorstopper. So something can be used for many, many different reasons, but there is a hierarchy of what that thing is actually meant for. So some people use religion as a social element, and that's wonderful. You get something from that. Some people use religion as a place just to disconnect from everything. Some people use religion as a place to get a free meal. That's also nice. I'll admit to that one as well as a student. But what we're saying is that there's something greater that you can get. But in order to get that greater thing, the Lokika Shraddha has to transform into what we call Shastriya Shraddha. Shastriya Shraddha means a type of faith which is based upon knowledge, based upon wisdom, based upon the words, the eternal words that Krishna recites in the Bhagavad Gita. And when one develops that kind of faith, then one realizes, I'm sitting on a treasure house. And one understands how to open that treasure box and how to find that treasure. So knowledge is such a powerful thing. We are not trying to become scholars here. We are not trying to become academics. We're not trying to memorize everyone so we can defeat other people in logic and argument. We're trying to get knowledge because we're trying to ultimately awaken our heart in devotion. But that knowledge aspect is very different, is very necessary. That's why, what is Srila Prabhupada's name? Bhakti Vedanta. Knowledge with devotion. So I'll just share with you some metaphors. Why is knowledge so important? What does it do for you? Krishna explains this by comparing knowledge to different things in the Bhagavad Gita. So for example, Krishna will say, Yasya sarve samarambha kama sankalpa varjita kamanam ridya samroham. Like this, Krishna will say, Jnana Agni. Knowledge is like a fire. So the first thing Krishna compares knowledge to in the Bhagavad Gita is Jnana agni karma dagdhanam. Knowledge is like a fire which burns up all of the reactions that each one of us are due to receive in our life. Each one of us have a karmic stock coming to us, and it comes to us in order to teach us. But if you learn many lessons from knowledge, then much of that karma becomes eradicated. So people think they can escape their karma. You can't escape your karma unless you get knowledge. Right? Otherwise, karma will follow you. Right? Like there was a shop once and it said, buy anything you want and your great-grandson will pay. I thought, this is a good deal. So he went into the shop, loaded up the trolley, they build it all up, massive bill. He said, don't worry, my grandson will pay. Yeah, no worries. And as he was walking off, he said, hey, hang on, but here's the bill. He said, what bill? He said, this is the bill of your grandfather. Don't think you can cheat Krishna. It's coming. Right? Everything we do, Krishna is in your heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam. Therefore, there's an account. And that account isn't Krishna as a revengeful God. It's Krishna trying to teach us. But if you learn all of those lessons from Shastra, then Shastra is like Jnana Agni. It's like a fire. So Krishna says knowledge is like a fire. It can save you so much problems. Then Krishna will say in the Gita, Apiche dasi papebhyo sarvebhya papakritama sarvam jnana plaveneva vrijinam santarishyasi. Krishna will say jnana plava. Knowledge is like a boat. The world is like an ocean, correct? The world is full of waves, correct? And you're riding those waves up and down. Sometimes you feel like you're drowning in the ocean, correct? So knowledge is like a boat. It doesn't mean that the waves will go away. But what's happening is you become protected by that knowledge so that the ups and downs of life don't drown you. The whole world is trying to stop problems. Dear friends, that is a strategy doomed to failure. Instead, if you're smart, what you will realize is that if I get the knowledge, then I get the vision and the power to be able to navigate all of these problems without being disturbed. Therefore, Krishna says, Jnana plava. Later on, Krishna will say, Teshamevanukam partham aham ajnana jam tamaha nasayamyatma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvata. Krishna will say, knowledge is like a deepa, a lamp. Because this world is very, very dark. And sometimes you wonder, who am I? Where am I? I'm lost. Sometimes people wake up in the morning and they've been doing something their whole life, and they wake up in the morning and they think, who am I? What have I been doing all this time? Someone once told me, how old are you? I said, 45. He said, you're in the zone. I said, what do you mean? He said, midlife crisis. Yeah, people have midlife crisis. At a certain point, you begin to think, what's it all about? I don't know. What have I been doing? I feel like I'm lost. People are successful. They have so many things. And they feel lost because the world is dark. And only when you have the jnana deepena, only when the lamp of knowledge is there can you understand, oh, this is how I know how to get out of this situation. So Krishna says, jnana deepena. And finally, Krishna will say, tasmad ajnana sambhutam ritstam jnana sinatmana chitvenam samsayam yogam atistotista bharata. Krishna will say, jnana ashina. What does jnana ashina mean? Knowledge is like a sword. Because so many doubts are there in the heart. Doubts about myself, doubts about the Hare Krishnas, doubts about the philosophy, doubts about so many things. But when you have knowledge, all of your doubts disappear. Because knowledge is like a sword that cuts all of those weeds away, the demons of doubts. So can you begin to see why knowledge is so important? Knowledge is number one, Jnana Agni, like a fire. Number two, Jnana Plava, like a boat. Number three, Jnana Deepena, like a lamp. And number four, Jnana Ashina, like a sword. So just remember those four things, and remember, Srila Prabhupada gave us books. We have to think Srila Prabhupada was up every single morning when the world was sleeping. He did it from the very first day of his mission till the very final moment of his mission. He was translating these books. He put his heart, he put all his energy, he put all his realization. Srila Prabhupada said, my purports are my personal ecstasy. That means Srila Prabhupada even put his ecstasy in the books. So dear friends, we are sitting on a treasure house. So I think in the coming weeks, Nishingarupa will tell us more, but I think we're having opportunity. Is Nishingarupa here? Oh, he's not here. Where's the temple president? He's busy. We're going to have different programs, courses, and different things that you can engage in, so that Shraddha can become Shastriya Shraddha. And then you'll realize, wow, there's such a wealth to get here, a wealth that I can't get from any other place. And that is one of the beautiful gifts of the Krishna consciousness movement. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So shall we take some questions? Yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything you'd like to ask, then yeah. Test it. Yeah, it works. So you can see whoever has a hand.
Hi. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. You're talking about the knowledge, and it's very visible in chapter 4. Krishna describes knowledge in a different way. Just a short disclaimer before I ask the question. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta Balya Chitna Kare Adash, that I'm not trying to be lazy by asking this question, but and you just quoted the verse Tesham evanukam artham, Tesham satata yuktanam. And there is verse also, the Nayamatma Pravachan Labhyo, that we just need to, of course I'm not saying anyhow we should not read Prabhupada books, but does it come automatically as you do your service sincerely, or we need to do a separate effort to get a knowledge?
Yeah, thank you so much. So Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam. Satata means always, yukta means connected. Krishna says, if you're always connected with me, dadami buddhi, I give you all the intelligence, I give you all the knowledge. So does that mean we really need to even try? Because after all, Krishna is going to do it. But in the very same chapter, what does Krishna say? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. Krishna says, pranipat, go forth and bow down and find someone who knows the tattva, and then ask them questions, render service, and in a humble spirit try to understand. Later on at the end of the Gita, Krishna will say, Adhyeshate chaya imam, one who studies the Bhagavad Gita worships me by his intelligence. So beautiful. If you just sit with the Bhagavad Gita and you try to figure it out, what's happening here with the help of Vaishnavas, that is an act of worship. So therefore, this is how intelligent people spend their time. In Niti Shastra is said, Prahata dyuti prasangena madhyama stri prasangataha ratra chauri prasangena kalo gacchati dhimahi. Kalo means time. Gacchati means to go. Dhimahi, an intelligent person. Literally the last line says, how does an intelligent person spend their time? The answer is given by Niti. Prahata dyuti prasangena. In the morning, they speak about gambling. Madhyama stri prasangataha. And in the afternoon, they speak about women. Ratra chauri prasangena. And in the evening, they talk about stealing. Kalo gacchati dhimahi. That's how an intelligent person spends their time. Why? Because in the morning, they're talking about gambling, not no ordinary gambling, they're discussing the Mahabharata. In the afternoon, they're not talking just about anyone, they're talking about the most glorious lady in our tradition, Sita Devi, because they're discussing Ramayana. And in the evening, they're talking about stealing, because Krishna is a paka. Thief.
Perfect. Thank you so much. How can we understand Yasha Devi Para Bhakti Yatha Deva Tatha Guru? And how about the South Indian Brahmin? He was reading Bhagavad Gita upside down. He was not understanding anything.
Yes, but he was trying. He said, my spiritual master told me every day I should read Bhagavad Gita. But I'm illiterate. But I'm trying. The point is your effort. We can't understand Bhagavad Gita. We can't understand Krishna, but what we can do is whatever facility Krishna has given us, we say, I utilize that to absorb it in Krishna, and then I rely on the spiritual master and I rely on Krishna within the heart, because they're the two gurus that reveal everything. Shiksha Guru Keita Jani Krishna Rasvarup Antaryami Bhakta Shreshta E Duirup. Krishna comes in two forms. Shiksha Guru Keita Jani. Externally, Krishna comes as the teacher. Antaryami, and internally he's the Paramatma. And from those two forms, Krishna reveals that. So when Krishna says Dadami Buddhi, how does he give Dadami Buddhi? Through the Paramatma and through the Guru. But if one doesn't approach the Guru, if one doesn't Upadekshanti Te Jnanam, if one doesn't go, if one doesn't, why did Prabhupada write all these books? Because he wanted people to come forth and read. And when you do it, you're not understanding it by your intelligence, but you're showing your sincerity, and then the realization comes. So therefore, Krishna consciousness is not, it's a blessing. It's Krishna who reveals it. Ridyantasto hiya badrani. If you do Shrinvatam, Svakata Krishna, constantly hearing about Krishna, then Ridyantasto, Krishna's in the heart, he'll clean everything. So we have to do our bit. So it's Bhagavad Gita as it is, don't keep it as it is on the shelf. Because I go to so many homes and the books are still in the plastic. So I grew up in a Gujarati family. In a Gujarati family, everything's in plastic. The remote control is in plastic. The sofa is kept in the plastic. I went to someone's house after 10 years. I said, oh, you got some new sofas, there's plastic. And we've had these for 10 years. I said, why is there plastic on it? Well, no stains, you have to keep it clean. So I told them, relax. I know it's your culture to keep plastic on everything, but you can take the plastic off these books and read them. It's okay. Like, do it. So our time is going. Ayur harati vepum sham. Think about these words. Bhagavatam is saying, with the rising and setting of the sun, one's life is being taken away. Except for the person who is engaged in the topics of Uttama Shloka. Why? Because once you're in the topics of Uttama Shloka, you're hearing, you're chanting, you're loving Krishna, living or dying, it's all the same. If you're living, you're glorifying Krishna. If you're dying, you're going to go and glorify Krishna. So therefore you become timeless. You become eternal. So we should not be complacent, because with the rising and setting of the sun, Ayur Harati. Understand? Ayur Harati is being taken away. So it's so painful, like disease and so many things come while we have good health, while we have time. We have to take advantage. Anyway, so these are some points. Hope that helps. Is that okay, Prue? Yes, thank you for your... Was that okay? Happy with that? Thank you. You just tell me. Let them know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we might roll on here. We do a few questions. If it goes on, it goes on. But the big choice that you have is that at 6:30 there's prasadam. So I know that Krishna consciousness is full of choices. So if you decide to leave at 6:30, we won't think anything bad of you. But you'll have to stand up in the middle of this huge audience and leave. But we won't think anything bad of you. Anyway, just to say that, if anyone needs to leave at any point, that's also fine. Okay, yes. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you.
Don't hold the bottom of the mic, just hold it from the middle. Yeah.
Maharaj, you mentioned about how the waves in the material world are constantly affecting us. But sometimes, even though we have knowledge, those waves are so strong that we cannot tolerate it. And because we cannot tolerate it, we start losing faith in the process. What suggestion would you give in that case?
We are stronger than we understand when we're taking shelter of Krishna. Devi hiya shagunamai mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. We have to think about these verses. Krishna is already, he agrees with you. Devi hiya shagunamai. It's my maya, of course. Mama maya duratyaya. You can't deal with this. No way. You want to try and deal with this material energy? It's not possible. But then Krishna says, Mameva ye prapadyante. If you take shelter of me, then it's possible. So don't tell your Krishna how big your problems are. Tell your problems how big Krishna is. So it's all shelter, right? The moment you take shelter, one devotee used to say to me, if you're not perfect, you should be humble. But the moment you're humble, you're perfect. If you're not perfect, you should be humble. But the moment you actually develop dainya, at that moment you're perfect, because you've taken complete shelter of Krishna, and Krishna is all perfect. So in the same way, if you're not strong enough, take shelter of Krishna. And the moment you do, you can deal with anything. I mean, look at Srila Prabhupada. I mean, someone comes off a ship and has 2 heart attacks. What's the first thing you would do? I mean, you'd go to a hospital and get it checked out. No, Prabhupada. Prabhupada just goes, starts preaching Krishna consciousness. I'm here on a mission. Krishna will protect. If you have a heart attack, please go to the hospital. And preach Krishna consciousness at the hospital. That would be a good... Prabhupada is of a different, just a different category. So we have to keep taking shelter. And taking shelter is not a one-time act every single day. You have to start from zero again, in one sense. Every single day you got to start joining the movement again. Every single day you got to say, I'm in, I'm up for this. Because it doesn't happen automatic. You got to make the decision. And if you do, you're equipped. And if you don't, Machita sarvadurgani matprasadat tarishyasi athachetvam ahankaran nashroshasi vinangshasi. Krishna says, Machita, if you become conscious of me, sarvadurgani, you can cross over all the obstacles of this world. Durga. Sanskrit is a nice language. For example, a land animal in Sanskrit is known as mriga. Ga means to go. Mriga means that which goes on the land. A bird is known as kaga because it goes in the sky. A tree is known as naga, no go. It doesn't go anywhere. And the material world is known as Durga. Very difficult to get out. Durga, obstacle, prison, very difficult. You're shackled. But Krishna says, Machita sarva durgani. If you become conscious of me, sarva durgani, you'll cross it all over everything. Mat prasadat, by my mercy. But if you don't, atachet, but if you don't hear me, if you try to do it alone, if you think, I got it covered, I know what I'm doing, Krishna says, you'll be lost. You'll be lost. So it's up to us. All right. Anyone else?
Any other questions, comments?
I have a comment. Can everyone scoot up? Thank you.
So, Maharaj, I saw you a year and a half back when I was classified a cripple. I told my wife I'm going to crawl, but I'm coming to see you and listen to you. It's a delight to see you here today, just as I am to see my Giriraj Maharaj here, okay? I personally need you here in this here town permanently. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Thank you so much. That's your kindness. Thank you so much. No, it's the audience. It's a team game. Like when we are together, I don't think then amazing things are happening, right? Like when we're together. Niti Shastra says, what's the value of a washerman who goes to a town and sets up business in a town of Naga Babas? No business. Therefore, what's a speaker without a listener? It's a team game. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
How should one carry career
Sorry,
goals?
where am I looking? Okay. It was like the Akashvani. Thank you. Yes.
How should one carry career goals if you are a student and a devotee? Because sometimes you have to move, you don't get the association, and there might be days, because you are a human and your mind doesn't work same always. So in those situations, if you don't get association, if you have to move for your career goals as a student, how should we deal with the situation?
So if you're away from the association of devotees, like you're a student, you have to go to university, associate with different people, yeah. Are you going to be influenced or are you going to be an influencer? That's the question. A devotee should become so inspired that instead of you being scared by others, they need to be scared about you. It could be like, this person, they're so inspiring. When I'm around them, like, they change my life. I don't think you need to be aware that when you go in the world, it's dangerous. There are influences and there are different things there. But I don't need to think you need to be scared. When you go out into the world, when you go out at university, be confident, be Krishna confident. Tell people, stand up and be counted. Say, you know what, I don't live like, this is how I live. These are my principles, this is my vision. And you know what? Rather than being influenced by people, they will become transformed by your association. You'll be able to serve. You'll be able to inspire. And you know what? You can also learn so many things from people who are not necessarily Vaishnavas, at least externally. Everyone has many things to learn from them. So take association of devotees when you have the scope, and when you're out there at university, when you're in the world, when you're associating with others, be careful, and at the same time give the best of yourself and serve. And in that way you'll be advancing even when you're away from this Sangha. Is that okay?
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful class. I was curious, so we hear about the advancement of Kali Yuga in like the 12th canto, and we're seeing that things, at least for our generation, things are speeding up. There's AI and the environment is going downhill, and especially in our country, there's a lot of turmoil and uneasiness. And so we hear that the Krishna consciousness movement is going to save the day, or this or that. But I'm wondering, is it going to happen? And how is it going to happen? How can we do something? Are we done for?
Srila Prabhupada came 50 years ago. Look how much progress in 50 years. We can say that the Krishna consciousness movement has so far to go still, and that's true. But look how far we've come. In every major city in the world, devotees are chanting Hare Krishna. People know Hare Krishna. We have temples, we have devotees. Bhishma Dev says no one can understand how Krishna's plan is going on. But this is a miraculous movement. And Lord Chaitanya's pastimes are going on even today. Adyapiha Shai Leela Kaha Gauraroy Kona Kona Bhagyavan Deki Bharapoy. When did Mahaprabhu's pastimes go on? 500 years ago? No. Mahaprabhu's pastimes are going on even today. Kona Kona Bhagyavan. But who's fortunate? That person will be able to see. So this is a miraculous movement. There were miracles. I don't want to embarrass Maharaj, but look at the miracles which happened when devotees gave their lives to Srila Prabhupada. It's a miracle. We get to hear those stories. And those stories aren't just to remember these great things happened. These stories are to remember these great things happened, and more great things can continue to happen. In 1973, devotees in America, in the southern states, ordered 1 million copies of the Bhagavad Gita to be printed. That's how much book distribution they were doing, a small band of devotees. Up until that point in history, nobody had ordered 1 million copies of any book. It was a world record. And who was it done by? A few individuals who were completely dedicated. Maharaj's generation, there was such a spirit. I was watching Prabhupada Memories, and this person went to 26 2nd Avenue. He was like, there's a Swami down there, let's check out what's happening. So he's telling his remembrance. So he said, I went to the storefront, and the Swami was there, and there was all these young people, and I said to one young person, I said, what are you doing here? He said, this is amazing. The Swami's come. I want to give my whole life to this. He said, how long have you been coming? He said, since yesterday. He said, you could see it as naivety, or you could see it as such a spirit that someone understood this is the truth, and then they just gave their life to it, and they didn't look back. So there's many more miracles to come in this movement, but we got to be part of the drama. We got to be the instrument. Krishna said to Arjun, I already done it all. When I was thinking of becoming a brahmachari, about 20 devotees got me in a room and were telling me, do it, do it, do it. It was like subtle encouragement, a bit more than that. And in my heart, I had some pride. These guys, they've seen something in me. I mean, clearly, I am something. Clearly. I mean, after all, there's 20 of them here telling me to do it. And as they finished, they all walked out. One devotee said, sit here. And he said something that humbled me and inspired me at the same time. He said, sit down. He said, you know what? This movement is going to spread all around the world, whether you join it or not. And then he looked at me and he said, but do you want to be part of the adventure? I said, sign me up, bro. So in one sense, we could say, yeah, it's all just like fighting talk in the Hare Krishna movement. Like we're all here firing everyone up with a pep talk. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But look at history. Look at the miracles that happened. It happened. George Harrison. George Harrison was like the most famous person in the world. And this person gave his heart to Krishna. Miracles. So it can happen. But you got to be, as they say in the national lottery, you got to be in it to win it. So we just got to be in it. We don't know how it's going to happen. It's impossible. You cannot figure out how it's going to happen. But it's happening, and it will continue to happen. And it's going to happen with or without us. But we have the great opportunity to be part of it. Otherwise, you can be normal. You can be normal. Or you can be extraordinary. So just try your best. And I'll say one final thing on this. When you wake up in the morning, you may look at the way the world is going and AI and the government and the environment and the this and that and think, I can't change the world. But when you wake up in the morning, you can go out on kirtan and you can change one person's world. How about that? And if you change one person's world, it will mean the world to them. So do it. There's no reason to be discouraged. You have the opportunity to go out every single day and change one person's world. What could be a more meaningful life than that? That's Krishna consciousness. All right.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Maharaj, you spoke about Shraddha, and from there usually there's association with devotees, and then we practice some devotional service. But then we often hear that in our society, most devotees are kind of struggling at the stage of anartha nivritti, or dealing with offenses and those kind of habits and mindsets. And I was wondering, Maharaj, for regular people like myself, I feel sometimes that, I have a job, I have a devotee association, some nice friends, family, life is good. And so there is a lack of this burning desire to make progress, to make more progress in spiritual life. So how do we make that journey towards intense eagerness, cultivating eagerness, and rise above mediocrity in spiritual life?
Thank you. The first thing is, I would say, Prabhu, you're doing probably better than you think. Who in the world prays for 2 hours a day? You may think, I'm just doing my 16 rounds, I can't do much more. Go out there and tell someone, you know what, I pray for 2 hours a day. That's something. So the first thing is, give yourself credit. By the mercy of the Vaishnavas, you have given so much of your life, you have made vows, you've done so much service, it's accumulating. Krishna is not ungrateful. Krishna sees everything. But a devotee always feels it's not enough, I should do more, because we receive so much. So I don't think the feeling that you have, I don't think that will ever disappear. Because a devotee always feels, I got to do better, I got to give more. And that's a very healthy thing. But what I would say is simply this. Once there was a sculptor and he had made a beautiful elephant out of a block of ice. And someone came to him and said, how did you make this beautiful elephant out of this block of ice? And he pointed to a block of ice and he said, it's simple. I just chipped away at everything that wasn't the elephant. I just chipped away at everything that wasn't the elephant. Think about that. Just look at your life and start refining it, fine-tuning it. Look at it and say, that thing, it doesn't do anything for me. Why am I spending time there? Cut away, refine it, dedicate it to Krishna, and over time, Prabhupada said the material body is like a block of hardwood. And now you need to carve Krishna out of it. So just start fine-tuning your life bit by bit. You're already doing amazing, right? You're chanting every day, you're serving. So just refine it. You've got time. But every day you should be improving, a step better. Progress, more important than perfection. Just keep trying every day to refine it. And over time, you might find you have a very Krishna conscious life. And basically, that's how the devotees brainwashed us. Because they told us, no, it's all right, relax. You don't need to change anything. Just relax. Just add a bit of Krishna. It's fine, you know. Continue what you're doing. Don't trust these guys. Because over time, it becomes addictive. And it will become addictive. So don't think that your whole life is going to be struggling in anartha nivritti. Yeah, it is a struggle. But you have to struggle for anything in this life. Just try to keep adding more Krishna and chipping away at those things that have no meaning. Before you know it, it's all Krishna. Some thoughts.
If we could just ask everyone to scoot up one more time, and then for those that just came in, if we could please sit down while the class is going on. Let's stay seated during the class. Thank you so much. So please scoot up one more time to create some space at the back, and then if we could remain seated during the class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. My question is that what should I do to be close to Krishna?
Wow, it's the confuse the Swami question. What should I do to become close to Krishna? That's a beautiful question. So there's a beautiful verse. Nama chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya rasa vigraha Purna shuddha nitya muktvam bhinatva nama namino. Did you know that Krishna is here even right now? In many ways, Krishna is still here. Krishna is here in the deity. But sometimes you have to leave the temple, so then the deity is not with you. Krishna is in the heart of all the devotees, but then sometimes you're not always with the devotees, right? But Krishna is also in his name. And wherever you are, you can chant Krishna's name, right? So whenever you chant Krishna's name, then Krishna is there. So whenever you feel like you're missing Krishna, what are you going to do? Chant his name. Thank you. All right?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Maharaj, thank you so much for this engaging experience for all of us. I think Your Holiness addressed brahmacharis, you addressed everyone, including children. So now I'm going to bring the topic of grihastas. So there are some of us...
My specialist topic.
So some of us have been married for a few decades, and some wonderful devotees are entering into this ashram too. So how do we, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Graham Andhakupam. It's a dark well of, the Grihastha ashram is compared like that. Somehow you're fighting through this, but, if you could shower your direction for us, Maharaj, as Grihasthas, how we could still perfect that equation.
Yes, the Bhagavatam reminds us that Grihastha life, family life, yes, it has dangers. Hitvatma patam grihamandakupam vanam gato yad harima shreyeta. Sometimes Grihastha life can be like a deep, dark well. And when you cry, nobody can hear you. But the same Bhagavatam says, Griheshvavi satam chapi pumsham kushalakarmanam madvartaya tayamanam na bandaya griha mataha. Griheshvavi satam chapi, for one who has entered Grihastha life, Pumsham kushala karmanam, but they're always engaged in good activities. What does good activities mean? As a grihastha, you have to give charity. You have to be kind. Your doors should not be locked. No locks. Lock is okay. At night it's okay. Means the door should always be open. Invite the brahmacharis, invite other grihasthas. Your home should not be a fortress. It should be, invite the devotees to come. And they'll break a few vases and stain your carpets. It's okay. Invite them, right? Be charitable. Every ashram has a defect in Kali Yuga, and the defect of grihasthas in Kali Yuga is they don't give charity. So you must give. You have money? No, I'm asking you. So we're talking practical here, no? So? How much? You asked. So you must give. No? Once there was a priest in front of the congregation, he said, we need to build a temple. It's cost $1 million. There's good news and bad news. The good news is we have the money. The bad news is it's in your pocket. So you have to be kind. Bye-bye. Anyway, your money is going to disappear. Either your kids are going to take it. The tax man is going to take it. It's going to disappear. Give it to Krishna. So, pumsham kushala karmanam madvartaya tayamanam. Bhagavatam says, and in your home, the talks of Krishna should be going on. So somehow or other, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Shiksha. Make that the center of your home, then your home becomes an ashram. And if you do all of that, na bandaya, there's no entanglement. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jai Dina Grihe Bhajana Deki. Every single day when I go home, Bhajana Deki, and I do my sadhana, Grihe Te Goloka Bhai. All around me I see Goloka Vrindavan manifest. Otherwise, Kurukshetra Dham. So yes, the Bhagavatam is reminding us every life is dangerous. So be aware. Ultimately, grihe thako, vane thako, sadahari bole dako. Whether we live in the family, in the forest, sannyasi, ultimately got to take shelter of the holy name. So I think you're in a good position. And with a few extra donations, you'll be even better. All right? Thank you.
Hi Guruji, good evening. Hare Krishna. Today is my first time in ISKCON temple, so
Prabhu, your life is never going to be the same again. Watch out for these guys.
Yeah, I came with my family. Maybe they just went outside.
Thank you for coming.
So today morning when I was talking with my friend, we were talking deep, thinking like, what is life, something else. So he said like, go to today evening Krishna temple, you will feel some relief. Then I said like, oh, it's too far from my place. He said like, give it a try. I came with my family. Then I felt I love it. First of all, I really like this place. I usually go to temples. I mean, like might be different temples in Dallas area or different places. I like the place, but here I love it. Seriously, the vibe and everything. I have a couple questions here since today is Mother's Day. So first question is, what is life? So why we are here?
Oh, okay. How much time do you have?
So I don't know whether I should ask this question outside like this loud, but question is, my daughter born in 2023. So after she came into my life, so life has changed. I really love her and more happiness and everything. I was keep thinking, where was she before 2023? So where was she? So I don't know whether that question was good or not, but I really asked my wife also, I don't know where was she before 2023. This is one question I have it. And second question is, so from my childhood.
Shall we do that one first?
Sorry?
Shall we do that one first?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But what I can say is she must have done something beautiful to be able to be born in a family where the parents bring her to the temple from the very first day of her life. So she must have been doing something amazing. You see, this life is just a continuation of the previous. And so if someone sees Krishna from day one, knows about Krishna from day one, then it must mean there was Krishna before 2023. And you might find that although you think you're her parents, she might teach you a few things because she's probably very dear to Krishna. So be a father, but don't just be a father, be a spiritual father. That means she's not your daughter. She's a spirit soul, an eternal servant of Krishna that you have the opportunity to serve in this chapter of life. So if you become Krishna conscious and you help her, then both of you perfect your life. All right?
Can I ask second question? My second question is related to the God. So from my childhood, so my mom and my dad, so my mom is towards, she believes God very deep. So she says like Sai Baba is God. And sometimes my grandma says like Shiva is our God, pray to Shiva. And when my friends or somebody I met in ISKCON, they said like Krishna is God. So sometimes they say like Ganesha is God. I know like these all are gods, there is a history and the stories, everything I listen. But why do I pray only to, do I need to pray all gods or only one God? Or do I need to go to temple or do I need to go somewhere else? That's the exact question.
Will the real God please stand up? That's why knowledge is important. So Bhagavad Gita will explain there are different categories. There is Bhagavan, then there is Avatar, then there is Devata, then there is Jiva, and then there is Prakriti. We must understand these categories. Bhagavan means the Supreme Person. There's only one Bhagavan, only one Supreme Personality of Godhead. But then Bhagavan has avatars, incarnations. Ramadi Murti Shakale Nayame Natistan Nana Avataram. So many avatars. So Krishna is the Supreme Person. Krishna has many avatars. Ram, Nrishingha, so many. Then there are Devatas. Devatas mean universal controllers. Brahmaji, Ganesh, Surya, who's in charge of the heavens, Indra, who's in charge of the waters, Varuna, who's in charge of the wind, Vayu, all universal controllers. And then there is Jiva, all of us here, all of the animals. And then there is Matta, Prakriti. So a devotee respects all of them. A devotee respects everyone. But a devotee also knows who is Bhagavan. That doesn't mean that we're saying anyone is lower, but it means we're respecting them in the position they need to be respected in. In your family, you don't engage with your mother-in-law in the same way you engage with your daughter. But you respect both of them. But you respect them in different ways because you have a different relationship. So understand that you have a relationship with Shiva, you have a relationship with Ganesh, and you have a very special relationship with Krishna. And respect everyone, but understand, by coming to the temple and reading Srila Prabhupada's books, the difference between Bhagavan, Avatar, Devata, Jiva, and Prakriti. Because most people haven't taken the time. Okay? Yeah, sure.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for taking time today. Just a quick question. You spoke about shelter, taking shelter. Those of us who are looking for a guru, how could you throw some light on that? How to find the guru? Because a lot of people say, guru will show up automatically. But what is the process of finding the right guru?
First thing, Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. So very first thing is we must have a deep relationship with Srila Prabhupada. First, we have to read Srila Prabhupada's books. First, we have to hear Srila Prabhupada's voice. First, we have to understand the heart. Jai Shri Radha Kalachandji ki jai. First, we have to understand Srila Prabhupada's mood, Srila Prabhupada's mission. So our first step in approaching initiation is that first, before thinking about anyone or anything, we must first connect deeply with Srila Prabhupada. And then what will happen is in your life, through prayer and through sincerity and through the desire to become a servant of Srila Prabhupada, someone will emerge who you can see is dedicated to Srila Prabhupada and who, if you follow them, will help you to become a servant of Srila Prabhupada. So those are the steps. First, connect with Srila Prabhupada, read his books. Therefore, we have courses. Therefore, we have all these lectures at the temple. Learn who Srila Prabhupada is. And then it will become very clear because you will encounter someone who is following in that line, and then it becomes clear. Is that okay? All right, everyone. So thank you so much. Time is gone. So my deep gratitude to His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj, just by Maharaj's presence. Maharaj, it's so wonderful to see you, to have you here, your presence. Just by seeing you, we feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada. And just thank you so much for being such an inspirational role model for all of us, and a living example of Krishna consciousness, and for writing all your amazing books. I often feel that Srila Prabhupada's greatest gift to us, along with his books, are his disciples. Because it's only through Srila Prabhupada's disciples that we actually know Srila Prabhupada with such intimacy. And so Maharaj's books, if you don't have them, please take opportunity. So it's a little embarrassing for me, Maharaj, to speak here while you're here. But I tried. And thank you for your blessings. Thank you.
His Holiness Giraj Maharaj Ki! Srila Prabhupada Ki! His Holiness Keshava Maharaj Ki! Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's give His Holiness Keshava Maharaj one more big Haribo! Haribo! So we have some of Maharaj's books with us. Do you want to give a little bit of on Maharaj's books? And of course, prasad is being served out now at this time. And then here in the temple room, we'll transition to having some sit-down bhajans going on in the temple room at this time. So I'll pass this over to Raskishore Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, dear Kalachanji Vaishnavs. Keshav Maharaj is visiting us from Harvard University, where he's spent a year studying divinity, Vedic theology, and is now returning to London at the end of the month. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, Maharaj has limited copies of 3 of his books available that the team will be handing out, distributing for purchase tonight. The first book here is Book Bhagavat, which is a summary study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the critical literatures in Vedic philosophy. The second book here, still in the plastic, is the Chaitanya Charitamrita Compact, which is a summary study of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And lastly is Maharaj's newest book, Entering Eternity, which describes Maharaj's personal reflections spending 30 days in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So if you're interested in any of these 3 books, we have 3 people here. Ryan Prabhu, can you please wave to everyone? The handsome man in the sweater. Next to him, Brihat Prabhu, if you could also wave. Handsome man in orange. And behind him, Urviji, if you could wave to everyone. We'll each be here at the front, and if you guys want to get a copy, please come and check it out. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. Please go take prasad. Haribo.
Whatever you feel is more important for me to do. I feel like it would be nice to visit with the rabbi couple. Yeah, sure. Okay. So should I come now? Yeah, I think so. Let me just, I'll confirm everything. Yeah, I'll just meet a few people here. Perfect.
I want to take center. I didn't see that you accepted over there. I just brought up the
We'll keep in touch over email. Nishinga Rupa has my email address. Keep in touch with me. Read Srila Prabhupada's books and prepare yourself.
I saw you first time when you came to Ranveer Rarso, YouTuber. I saw you there first time and then started listening on YouTube and everywhere. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Give me 1 second. I'll see you upstairs, Maharaj. Thank you for your
I was about to say. Are you sure this is the same harmony my grandma? Okay. Hey, bud. Oh, you're singing? Yeah. Wow. Everybody's talking. Should I sing bhajan?
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Say it louder, say it louder.
Hari Bol.
No. She's gonna sing a bhajan. I'm gonna say you're not with Mara.
Oh, hey, Vaishnav passport. Oh, nice. OG, bro. Yeah. I told you.
If you're not with Mars, you're in the kirtan, then just like maybe translate. I'm gonna just say like if you're not with Mars, you're in the kirtan, maybe just like transition out. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Both of y'all. I told you both. He said for Mars to wrap up.
Hare Krishna.
He said let Mars wrap up.
Krishna. Bhajan or Hare Krishna? Bhajan or Hare Krishna?
We can do exceptions.
Okay.
Make exceptions. Does it mean you're not supposed to sing?
Huh?
Does that mean you're not supposed to sing bhajan now?
I mean, we should have our priority on the Maha Mantra, but if someone wants to sing a bhajan from time to time, there's no problem with that.
He'll go into Hare Krishna.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you want to sing bhajan, I don't mind that. And it's, yeah, you gotta sing this. You gotta.
Let's see the black. Oh yeah.
Yes. Wait for Mara to wrap up. Rupa. Said for Mara to wrap up.
I'm gonna go get some stuff. I'll be right back.
You starting? She's singing a project?
Yeah. Once Mars leaves, if there's still people, just ask me.
Sham just likes getting on the spot. I don't sing. I don't sing. Everyone sings. I don't sing.
That's been my biggest struggle.
I was like, at some point you'll catch on. Hi, how are you? How are you? That's good. I'm alive, bro.
Yeah. That's all.
That's the bare minimum and the end of it. Did you do that? Did you flip it?
Well, he's gonna go up to see my girlfriend. I'm gonna try and sing.
Hey, by the way, how long is he in town for?
He leaves on Wednesday.
Are you coming? All 4 days?
Really excited.
Dude, I'm hyped. Like, I have 2 PTOs coming up, and both are South Florida, wedding. Like, it's just...
Isn't Monday like a holiday?
Monday is a holiday, but I'm in retail, so it's not a holiday. So I did PTO, and I was like, I'm taking the whole week. I'm out. I'm leaving, like, doing it anytime fly together. We're leaving Thursday night, and then we're going to do off-season with Thursday, with Adela on Thursday, so we'll be there all the way to the 28th or something. And then we'll come back on the 28th, and then... Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about that.
Oh, oh. Thank you. Blue is like my favorite color. We're going to be singing a bhajan, O He Vaishnava Thakura, if you can pull it up on your phones and follow along. Bhajan is O He Vaishnava Thakura. O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Edashe Karuna Kari, O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Edashe Karuna Kari, O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara, Edashe Karuna Kari, O He Vaishnava Thakura, Dayara Sagara Kari, Diya Pada Chaya Shadaheya Maya Tamara Charana Dori, 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 Tamara Charana Dori, Tamara Charana Dori, Chaya Beka Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodi, Chaya Guna Deha Dase, Chaya Beka Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodi, Chaya Sata Sangha, Deha Heya Mare, Bashichi Sangera Ashe, Chaya Sata Sangha, Deha Heya Mare, Chaya Sata Sangha, Deha Heya Mare, Bashichi Sangera Ashe, Chaya Sata Sangha, Bashichi Sangera Ashe, Bashichi Sangera Ashe, Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bala, Harinama Sankirtane, Ekaki Amara Nahi Paya Bala, Tumi Kripa Kari Shraddha Bindu Diya, Deha Krishna Nama Dane, Tumi Kripa Kari Shraddha Krishna Namadane. Krishna Namadane. Deha Krishna Namadane. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Daitava pache pache. Krishna Krishna boli, Daitava pache pache. Amito Kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, Daitava pache pache. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Kala Chanji, Radha Kala Chanji, Radha Kala Chanji, Shri Radhe, Jai Radha Jai Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Shri Radhe, Jai Radha Jai Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Radha Kunja Bihari, Shri Radhe, Jai Radha Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutane Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Pastyata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Madhuram Madhure Vyapi Mangale Vyapi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Harenam Eva Kevalam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Everybody, please sing.
Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलिए बोलिए। Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo, bolo, bolo.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, Ramo, 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 Hare, Hare. Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare. Hare Rama, bolo bolo Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare. Ramo, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
I have nothing left.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, O Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I can't keep on. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Bolo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare Hare. He Govinda, He Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadaya, He Govinda, He Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadaya, He Govinda, He Gopal. Gopal Keshava Madhava Dinadaya Hey Gopal Keshava Madhava Dinadaya Hey Govinda Hey Gopal Keshava Madhava Dinadaya Govinda Hey Gopal Keshava Hey Govinda